So, welcome guys. Welcome to the Paradise Group 18th annual meeting. We've been going on for quite a while now. I think we started in around February and we started launching the community in April. So, I'm glad for the people who's been here for a long time, and I'm glad for you people who haven't been for too long as well. And I hope you will be a long time staying person, and I appreciate everyone today who's been here even though it's holidays and they could have been with their family, wherever you could have with. That you prioritize the Paradise Group is a big honor to me and I really love it. Thank you very much for that, and I wish you guys all the best of success. But to carry on with the presentation here, in today we will be covering gurus, all these gurus on YouTube, the expansion map of the Paradise Group for 2024, TPG success stories, and then also how you can 100% become a millionaire. 100%. Now, the first thing I would like to talk about today is life advice. Now, what you see on YouTube with Iman Gadzhi, Andrew Tate, I have no problem with Andrew Tate, but in generality, what he says it's all bullshit. Nothing has anything to do with people who actually want to become very successful. Is that the gurus and everyone is very big. The same could be said about Hamza and all of those guys, Belmar, all of these guys. Is that they're motivational YouTubers, they're not finance YouTubers. If you want to become rich, or if you actually want to start earning money, and you think that you should watch a guru like Iman Gadzhi and watch his videos to become rich, I would probably call you a little bit delusional, since all their basically business methods that they teach you are either extremely saturated, they're selling a course on, or they're just telling plain out quotes like, if you have the belief in your mind that you can become successful, you will become successful. The same could be said about all these type of self-help business book, where you try to help yourself. A lot of them are just bullshit. If you read The Millionaire Fastlane, it all talks about that you have to be very fast and create a business fast, and then you have to believe that you can become a millionaire very fast. It's all of this type of life advice that doesn't give any concrete examples on how you actually become rich. Then you have the Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's a good book for beginners, but if you actually want to like step up your game, it won't teach you too much. The only thing it teaches you in the Rich Dad Poor Dad book is that you have to think of assets and liabilities, and that's about it you can do in that book. So they're all a waste of time. Don't buy them. I've bought them before. I've been past that. Oh, Abdul Majid, yo, let's go. He didn't miss this meeting. This guy has 100% attendance rate, man. That's an impressive member. Welcome, Abdul. I appreciate you being here. And also, they don't give you any concrete advice. I would recommend you instead watch step-by-step plans from smaller, let's say content creators or even entrepreneurs that got interviewed on smaller podcasts. What I've been doing in the past year, right now, is that I've been studying podcasters that are a little bit smaller, between the 5,000 to 10,000 to 20,000 to 30,000, some even 300,000. That's pretty big though, but smaller guys that interview companies that are mid-sized. And by mid-sized, I don't mean mid-sized in comparison to us. I mean mid-sized in comparison to all the big companies in the world. So they're probably between $3 million in revenue per year to $15 million in revenue per year. And they interview these smaller entrepreneurs that like basically in the same age group as we are, between 15 towards 45. They're not too old. And they ask them concrete questions of how did you get started, what type of apps do you use to get started with your e-com store, for example, if you're talking about e-commerce, what type of affiliate like tools do you use, how did you test your products, what like methods do you use to test your product, what type of templates did you use to get the best algorithm results, what algorithm did you use the most, did you use TikTok, Instagram or Facebook, what like advertisements gives the best results, out of your experience, what product should you go for, all this type of more concrete advice you can actually put into action is what I want to go for. Same could be said about sales. I've read all these books about sales that just teach you have to put in your mind that your product is good and then you will sell a lot. Or if you can sell the product to your family, then you can sell it to anyone because you really believe in the product. It's all bullshit self-help. You don't get taught anything from that and don't listen to it. What I would like you guys to do instead of doing it is to do this. That buy books that actually gives you step-by-step formulas or books that give you concrete advice on something that you can put into action. I can give you one book advice right now, and that is The Secrets to Closing by Zig Ziglar. I can't tell you guys more times than 100, but I've told a lot of guys here if they ask me for book advice, I always say The Secrets to Closing by Zig Ziglar. It is an amazing book. And instead of being this guru type of sales book where you say, oh, okay, you have to believe in your product. Yeah, thank you very much for that. Yeah, it helped me a lot. Now I believe in my product and I still can't fucking sell. They gives you concrete like examples on what you should say in your sales calls. They give you fun one-liners you could like drag for a peer person, you know. One thing I've implemented from the Secrets of Closing by Zig Ziglar is a very small and unique one. It might not be funny even, it is pretty boring, but it works very fine. You know, it just works for me. And that is, I think Michael could vouch for me. Michael, are you here?
Oh, I've been on mute.
Nah, there we go, yeah. But you know, in
Hallelujah.
the sales meetings that we hold, I always say,
Mm.
we don't think of business as a one night stand, we think of it as a long-term blooming
Long-term
relationship.
relation. Yep.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
And that one
People
always
love
works,
that
right?
one. Mm.
And
No,
did I
people
come up
love
with it
that.
all myself? No, I didn't.
Oh,
And it's stupid that
it's all
people are so
inspiration.
arrogant and like thought of it yourself, you know, it's unnecessary. Salahuddin, did you want to get unmuted? I can. Well, something I could do for you is I could send it to you after. Oh, you love Zig Ziglar? That's amazing. Yeah, sure, I can unmute you. Absolutely. Keep it brief though. We have to have a pretty tight schedule here. There you go, Salahuddin. Could you speak? Hello? Oh, did I unmute him to him so he could mute himself? Well, no worries. We could take another time. No worries. So try to read more concrete advice. I've followed very many step-by-step things, and I started off with watching all of this, like reading all these books and watching all these videos. You know, for example, the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill is a book that's very looked up, like up to. It talks to you all about that. If you believe you will become a millionaire, you will become a millionaire. It also speaks about a blind person believing that he could stop being blind and he would become unblind and could be able to see again. I believe that that's foolish advice, and you shouldn't believe in that type of stuff. I believe that you should try to put everything into your own action and try to learn step-by-step models instead of just going for this type of generalities. That's all I can recommend you guys. I would probably say that you should go for it, but it's all up to you. Expansion map for the Paradise Group 2024. This is pretty interesting. So 2023 is pretty much gone now, and it's all been a warm-up game. You know, everything in 2023 has been a warm-up for us. We're just getting started. Yes, the guys are here today. I'm getting pretty excited about it, you know, because people who's here today in this meeting, they could have been doing so much else, you know, holidays and everything like that, but they choose to be in the Paradise Group meeting, which I really much appreciate, and that just shows how loyal fan base we actually have and how loyal members we actually have, you know. Salahuddin, I see you want to speak now.
There are gonna be more people.
There we go. Yeah, Hassan, I can assign you a role after the meeting here. No worries, man. I don't think we've had our introduction call so far. So, marketing equal growth. Now, we haven't done any type of marketing in 2023. It's all been word of mouth. Could be is more people. Yeah, more people is always here if it's not Christmas. The highest attendance we'd have so far is probably around 55 members or 59 or something. I'm not sure. It goes pretty high when it's not Christmas. So yeah, you know, we have a lot of Christians and also a lot of people from Europe that all celebrate Christmas pretty hard there, and especially in Sweden as well. But to get back to topic here, marketing equals growth, and we've done a very limited amount of marketing. I started off with just creating some TikToks to like begin everything, and that got me my first a couple of members, and then after that everything has been word of mouth. So the growth haven't been too rapid this year, but we've been more focused towards actually trying to put in the time to get to know the clients, get to know the workers, get to know everyone in the server, get to know my future mansion mates. Because I will never sell you guys anything, I will never ask you for any money, and the only time you ever pay the Paradise Group anything at all, it's this very simple. It's when you actually move into a mansion and start living the world's first affordable millionaire lifestyle. Let's see. Well, Lucas, let's see. No way Gustav started the same way. Do you mind elaborating what you sent in chat there, if you want to add anything here? Lucas, hello? I did TikTok. Ah, okay, you started TikTok as well. Yeah, that's good. No, but what I'm going to talk about here is that in 2024, I will start spending an ad budget to create more members. start advertising and also marketing the Paradise Group on digital type of like social platforms, TikTok, Instagram, everything that has to do with that type of nature. I will start advertising the Paradise Group on in 2024 December. More specifically, the Tokyo trip that we're gonna go on. We will have a camera crew that will record the entire thing. We already have around 15 people who's guaranteed to come, and we will basically record that entire thing with a camera crew, and that will be sick. So we can post that on YouTube and market the shit out of that. Which exponentially lead to more members. It's pretty simple in the equation. If you get more people, you get more members, and that's how simple it is. Explain what the term most world's affordable. Yeah, the world's first affordable millionaire lifestyle means, simply put, as it means, we offer mansions, supercars, in a community network, private chefs, private maids, like a way of living a millionaire life, but at a very affordable price. And it's only, it depends on what class you're going for, of course, but between $250 to $700, or $1,700, I mean. So you can get it for a pretty cheap price. And that's later when we move into the man, so not too relevant right now. Now, partnerships will always be a big part of the Paradise Group. We're right now working with Traveling Swap, which is a traveling website. They do, like Expedia and Booking.com. They do booking of flights, hotels, everything that has to do with networking events and shippings and cruises and everything like that. They make that for bigger groups, and we have a partnership with them where we get 10% back on everything we book, which is pretty important for us guys. And you also get social credits on it, so we can, like, the group who books the most amount meeting, unmute me and Salahuddin. Sure thing. There we go. Yeah, the group who books a lot of meetings will absolutely get more credits, and for that we can book like group trips, which I think is pretty exciting. Then we also have social platforms. We will start expanding over to Instagram, to TikTok, and eventually putting more work towards the YouTube. Right now, the only thing we post on YouTube is the meetings. It's not more than that, and the only reason I post the meetings on YouTube is for the people who's not present here right now can watch them on YouTube. We will start with giveaways and activities, and that is simply put, giving away 3 months for the Paradise Group lifestyle, giving away probably 1 free trip to Tokyo with us. It's a little bit dependent on how much growth we will see. And right now, I would like to cover a success story for everyone here. For the people who came here today, a lot of you guys are a bit of the younger caliber. The older guys are probably out with their girlfriends or out with the family and errands or something like that, buying Christmas gifts. It comes with a lot of responsibilities when they become older. So for you who's actually here today, I see that the average age is probably between 16 to 20. I have a very young entrepreneur who can teach you a lot of things about business. Now, Nick is a guy I want to introduce today. Nick joined the server about 1 month ago now, maximum. And he's really taken in what the Paradise Group means to his essence. He made everything from a lot of money from his company, but also took, shadowing somebody and actually putting in what we actually teach in a meeting into action. So I would like to introduce Nick. Nick, would you mind telling a bit more about your story?
Yeah. Yeah, so bit of an introduction onto who I am. So I'm 13 years old. I run an AI agency that I started probably about 3 months ago. And I don't have a potential internship. I got the internship, Gustav, at this really big company with my new mentor, which I'll tell you guys about later. And yeah, and I also have another mentor who's an 8-figure entrepreneur, and he's teaching me how to, like, he imports and exports a specific type of pepper from Cambodia to the US. Because I took Gustav's advice on like shadowing people, and I managed to get 2 mentors, an 8-figure entrepreneur, a 7-figure entrepreneur, and an 8-figure entrepreneur. So quite good. And yeah, I'd advise you guys to get mentors if you don't already have some.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, so I mean, I'm just gonna go quickly just tell you, like, I think it was in December last year, I was just your average kid playing video games and just eating really bad stuff, and then I sort of probably stumbled across Tate and Iman, but like I only watched them for like a month, and then I got into like the world of business and just immersed myself in books, and then kind of just like started learning about AI and agencies, and then I got into that, and yeah, that's how I ended up here. And then I joined the Paradise Group, and yeah, now I've come to a point at the end of 2023 where I've got 5 clients in my agency. I've got 2 mentors. I've improved my health and fitness, and it's probably been the best year of my life. And yeah, my aspirations for the future. This is going to sound a bit far fetched, but I want to become a billionaire, and I want to become a billionaire badly. And I think I'm on the right path.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm on the right path, hopefully. And yeah, that is my goal, just to be financially free and become a billionaire. And it does take a lot on the mindset to get where I am already. Like, I've had to make loads of sacrifices. I basically have no friends, I'll be honest. Like,
Dude,
and
you're
like,
going
I
the
haven't.
same way as I am, bro.
Yeah, like,
Me too.
I'm kind of an extrovert, but in school, I'm very much an introvert, I'll be honest. And yeah, I mean, Gustav talked about in the last meeting about like older industries, and he talked to me about separately as well, how like if a business was here 100 years ago, it's going to be here 100 years from now. And I thought, okay, so I'm making good money from my agency, which is good, but personally I should be thinking about, okay, I'm young, right? So I need to learn an older industry. And so I spent like a whole day just like brainstorming ideas. And yeah, I realized that a guy that I did some charity stuff for, I edited him some TikToks just to promote his charity, and he is quite a successful entrepreneur, and he has a company where he imports and exports stuff. And so I kind of just asked him straight up, if you don't get, you don't ask. If you don't ask, you don't get. Sorry. And yeah, he just said, okay, I'll teach you. And then yeah, and then what happened after that was probably about on Monday. I messaged this guy on LinkedIn. I shouldn't be on there, but yeah, I am. And I messaged this guy. He sold his company for like $150 million. He made so much for real estate. Uh, he's really successful. 60K subscribers on YouTube. He's genuinely like what I want to be. And I messaged him on LinkedIn, and I was just like, "Hey, I love what you're doing. Basically, can you mentor me and give me an internship?" And he it took some time, but yeah, he said yes. And then I had an interview with him yesterday, and we were talking for like an hour or so, an hour and a half. And he was just like talking to me about what I do with my agency and things. And he's offered me to daily mentoring sessions with him to help me with my agency and to teach me all the things I need to become like successful, whether that be like sales, managing people, all the skills that like a CEO or an entrepreneur would need. And so, yeah, I took Gustav's advice, and yeah, I've ended up with quite a successful mentor. And yeah, I would say to anyone young, you need to network. Your network is your net worth, right?
Ah,
Like you need to network, and you need to know loads of people, and it's going to be hard on your mind, and you need to have a strong mindset, but it will be worth it with the sacrifice. And I'm the sort of guy that just get A's in like everything in school, but like my grades have actually got better going on to like self improvement. But like it is hard managing business with school, I'll be honest. Like I get no free time. Like I probably get an hour on a Sunday, and that's it. Like like I my life is hectic, but it's worth it. And one day I'll be sitting there in a beachfront mansion laughing about the days when I was doing my business in the middle of a chemistry class. And yeah, if you have any questions about me, you can just DM me or ask them now.
sure. Now, I'm extremely proud of Nick. He's one of my proudest members I've ever found in my entire life. I don't find any more fun in my life than to see people I've given advice to actually put the advice I give them into practice and seeing great success. Nick is a true benchmark of what the Paradise Group wants to become. We want to be a community that could help young entrepreneurs to become even better. Now, I get a lot of questions a lot of times. Gustav, why do you take in people who's under the age of 18? And it's a pretty simple answer to it. And that is because I do not believe that you should judge people based on their age. People say you're racist if you base someone off their color, if you raise someone after, any type of ethnicity or religion, that's racist, or, ethnicities, that's also racist. And I believe that if you judge someone based on their, age, that's a bit of an age discrimination, in my opinion. I believe that it's all up to the individual. I think that people could be 30 years old and could have achieved much less than Nick has, and people could be 13 years old and achieve much more than a 30-year-old has. And it's all up to how many experience you've had, what you put your time towards, and how much you've actually lived. I could exclude people who's under the age of 18, but I believe that if I could help people who's actually young to try to earn more money, then they will in soon, pay my gratitude back and try to actually help me, and the sense that they could become part of the Paradise Group. And I see no greater success than, let's say, Nick works hard right now for 5 years straight. He'll be 18. And once he's 18, he joins the Paradise Group. And when I see Nick when he's 18 and he's joined my group, and I saw his journey, I've recorded his entire journey on the Discord, on the OBS, on the YouTube channel, and I see Nick in one of our sports cars in Koh Samui, Thailand, enjoying the Paradise Group lifestyle, and has become something of his life. I will be extremely proud, but also feel extremely satisfied with what I've done here in my life, because I would prefer helping people out to become better than having a higher sum of money in my bank account. If I can make Nick's life a bit better, I'm very proud. If I can make his life a bit better, I'm very proud as well. So I will not discriminate any type of age, and people might look down on me. I've lost so many prospects. So many people here in the server have left me and said that they don't want to work here anymore since I've taken young people. They only want older people. But for them, I say, fuck you. I don't care at all. I'll take in people who's younger. I don't give a fuck. And that's because I see great potential in these guys. I wouldn't have Lucas. I wouldn't have Nick. I wouldn't have Salahuddin. I wouldn't have Ryan. I wouldn't have none of you guys if I didn't believe in you. And that's because I want you guys in the future, but for that you have to work hard. And I think Nick is a perfect example of what you can become if you actually put in the work. Nick, thank you for your great dedication. And do you have any final words to say to the guys to maybe motivate them a bit on how you're able to see so great success? Any type of mindset or anything that has been proven a success for you? Yeah.
What kind of AI agency do you own?
Nick, you want to?
Yeah. So basically what we do is we'll just go to a business. To be honest, I don't have a niche. I'll just take in anyone and we'll just see how AI can help, and then we'll just find the solution, build it, all no code, and then we'll present it to the client, and then we'll charge a retainer for it, and we'll provide free value up front and then free value after they've started paying us. So hopefully,
Have you had any success?
I mean, yeah, 5 clients, 13 years old. That, I guess that's somewhat success.
That's a lot of success for a 13-year-old man. When I was 13, I didn't even know about this.
Well, to get back on topic,
But
guys.
now there's internet.
Yeah, exactly. I also heard, Nick, did you see something about a beachfront villa? I'm pretty sure you talked about before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a pretty good saying there as well. One of the very great, my favorite entrepreneurs and also fitness content creators in the world, his name is Greg Pitt. I love him a lot. I think he's a very good guy. Unfortunately, he died young, but I reckon you guys should study him as well. But one thing he said is that while everyone else is out partying, enjoying this type of, Christmas, whatever it is, Christmas holidays TV show in Sweden, that is like the bingo and gambling, simply put, for 4 hours, wasting all their time. I'm putting in the work. I'm working. I'm creating a Paradise Group. I'm creating a huge community of young entrepreneurs. I'm going to the gym. I'm trying to become better every day. And while they are out partying on Saturdays, the people who aren't in the Paradise Group, we are becoming better. They might be at the beach. I have a lot of friends while it was summer.
I love Greg Pitt.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's good.
Yeah,
You're really good. I like Zig Ziglar as well. But to get back on topic here, I have a lot of guys tell me this. Hey, during the summer at least, or the summer before that, they don't ask me anymore because I always say no. But before I started my entrepreneurship ventures and when I wanted to get into it, and it was actually summer, it was pretty warm, I could swim and everything. People would constantly ask me, hey Gustav, you want to go to the beach and swim? You want to go to the beach and have a good time? You want to go surf? And the thing is, I said, hell no. Because while they were at the beach, slaving away, trying to, work the 9 to 5 job, trying to go to school, and then just enjoying the weekends, living for the weekends, it's stupid. I was in the gym, I was working with my business, I was trying to succeed. So when they were partying and being at the beach, I was working towards getting a beach house. And I could just, if I wanted to go to the beach after that, I could just go outside my door and be at the fucking beach at my own home, bro. I don't want to become a person who's just drive their car to a beach or have to hang out with as a vacation. I want to have it as a permanent lifestyle, and for that I have to put in my work. So instead of offering up like an hour of my fucking life, or an hour every week, or an hour whatever you want, to start, going to the beach with my friends a couple of times, I would rather put that into like working and try to create a successful business, and then I could buy a beachfront villa and enjoy my life there from. So, Nick, do you have any final words, or would you like to move on to the next page here?
Yeah, just one more thing. Yeah, my life is very sad, trust me. Like I don't get any free time. So like if you want an easy life, you're gonna obviously make easy choices, but trust me, it will all pay off. But yeah, it will be boring for years. I'm guaranteed it probably will be, but it'll be worth it.
For sure, man.
You know what? Sorry, I just want to add on that. Like, it's very interesting that you mentioned that, Nick. Like, the fact that you're 13 years old. When I was 13, I was just trying to, experience every little quick, fun thing that I could, and I never thought about the bigger picture because a lot of these older people, you'll see teachers, parents, people that we're supposed to be seeing as role models. They tell you, okay, but enjoy your time while you're still young, and that just makes people our age want to throw their entire life away, party while they're still young, and when they're 18, they're not even prepared for all the responsibilities that come with it. So it's really it's great that you actually have all these aspirations and dreams while you're only 13. It's great, man.
Absolutely. And to get on that with the teachers and everything, I like to go off a bit script. I don't have a script. I always go freestyle out of my head and speak of what I believe is worth to do in this meeting here. Parents and everyone in general are always speaking about, go to school, get a job, go to university, and that's when they grew up, they couldn't get as much knowledge as we could. If they wanted to learn something, to go to a library, and that was it. If they wanted to get money, they had to work 9 to 5 or go to, university and try to get a job that way. I understand them in a bit, they've grown up in a completely different generation that we have. They don't get that. They see school as this place where you have a lot of new friends and you can meet guys who can do so much great things for you, hang out with them, and you could, be entrepreneurship together and have a good time, create a little small side hustle on the side. Bro, if you see the reality of school, at least in Sweden where I'm from, the average school experience, and when I went to business school, I went to a school called business school, and we studied economics. The average person there was fat, lazy, partied every weekend, and he smoked a vape and took drugs and literally took nicotine pouches and weird stuff and substances that would make them feel good, man. Why the hell would I want to spend time with them, bro? Like, our parents think that everyone in school is so good, at least in public school. They're all degenerate, man. They're all stupid. So it's no point of being there. I don't feel good when I go to school, man. It's stupid. Kalle,
Yeah,
I see you also go to Sweden. What do you feel is the average school experience here in Sweden?
I mean, yeah, it's just a bunch of degenerate people. There's not really much to say. I mean, they're all addicted.
Yeah.
None
Listen,
of
with
them
all
really do
honesty,
anything outside of school either. They all just focus on school,
it's
get a
not just
job, and
Sweden.
that's it.
Yeah.
You guys might think Sweden is bad. Check out the Western world. That's what they live for. Those instant gratification. Whether it's
I live
addiction
in the
with
Western
drugs.
world, man.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like America specifically. Like you walk into a bathroom there and like in break, everybody's just sitting there with their vapes. It's actually just sad.
Bro, when you go to primary school in Sweden, you see little kids fucking smoking a vape. It's insane. This generation is going to shit, and once they're going to shit, we will be going upwards. It just lessens the competition, and that's that I'm good about. The one thing that rich people and everyone, all these billionaires, the BlackRock, all of this type of people, the only thing that they can't get, guys, listen closer to this, is that Ryan, I'm gonna mute you, bro. Stop with that soundboard. The one thing that BlackRock and all of those companies can't, cheat in life. They can cheat a lot of things. They can get better healthcare. They can get, a lot of money. They can build wealth. They can help all the poor people. But the only thing that they can't do is, cheat death. No one can cheat death. Everyone will die eventually. And once these old rich guys, that went through a lot of like hard times, with all the wars and got raised very good, once they die out and we become the main generation, do you know what people will be in charge? What people will live in this world then? It will be TikTok watching, lazy degenerates who vape, who eats McDonald's every day, who don't go to the gym, who are all failures and want to start a dropshipping store. That's the people who will be around. No one like us. You know, Nick, the reason I told them so much to get into old-fashioned business is because all this like online fucking stupid shit that is compared to, you know, dropshipping or trading, whatever you want to go for, that's all going to be saturated in the future here. Because all kids, they watch Imman Gats and all of them, and they all want to become YouTubers or dropshippers, whoever you feel like. No one wants to become these old type of fashion businesses. I haven't heard a single fucking kid in my life talk about, I want to become an export and importer. I want to become a manufacturer. I want to become a, let's say, a traveling guide company. I want to become this like older fashion businesses. I've never heard a single. I want to become a major in waste management. I haven't heard that before. But you know, that will just leave more market share for ourselves. So I recommend you guys getting into these more fashion businesses, and you can make a lot of money from that. Now, to get over to this part here, this is a bit about how you can become a millionaire 100%. Now, as I covered with Nick here, he got a real opportunity to get a mentorship, but also an, I think it was an intern, right? An internship?
Yeah, like I work alongside him on his projects. It's kind of like an internship. He's gonna mentor me every day as well. So like,
Yeah. Nick is really young, and he got an internship at how many? What did he do, and and how much have they made?
yeah. So he started a company, and then I think it was in his 20s. He sold it for like, I want to say 8 figures, or it was like 100 million plus or something dollars, and then he invested all of that into real estate as well. So probably way more.
For sure. And what project will you help him with? Was it the AI thing?
Yeah, he's getting into AI stuff, but he said he'll teach me all the skills I need to basically become successful in a sense. Sales, managing people, hiring, like all the skills that he has.
Okay. Yeah. Because a lot of these young guys, younger people, all they are focused towards is dropshipping or trading. No people are going towards human capital or let's say waste management or this older type of business like models. All of those industries are multi-billion-dollar industries, by the way, guys. I forgot to mention that. I think that Lux, you had something to send, right?
Oh, sorry, my bad, I was muted. Yeah, give me 2 seconds, I'll send it in the general chat.
For sure, man. Go for it. But I was gonna cover it to you guys, it's all about supply and demand and how much competition everything is. And right now, it's a lot of competition in the industries, but the more time that passes, the less competition it will be. So what I reckon for you guys to become 100% a millionaire is that you stick to an industry that requires a high level of skill to entry point, which means that you have to be very competent and have a very high skill set to enter that industry. People nowadays are scrolling on TikTok. They are becoming fucking gambling slaves, bro. They're scrolling on TikTok where you get instant dopamine and they have zero attention span. They're literally retarded people. They can't even read a book. It's insane. People can't read a book. The people in my class, I go to business class. Still in school on partial time. I go to business class. It's literally 20-year-olds in my fucking school. They can't read. They're just watching TikTok and using AI. They're stupid. Like, it's insane. These people go to business majors. They're trying to major in business. And they don't have any attention span. It's insane. So, no one will have the patience to learn old-fashioned skills. No one will have the patience to learn export and importation. And also how to manage all the taxes, but also the import and tolls and everything that has to do with importation. Not a single person will have the courage to do that because they're so lazy. That's simply put. The reason why dropshipping and trading is a very highly, relevant thing right now is because you have to do jack shit to start it. It's that simple. People have to do nothing to start a dropshipping store. All they do is they put out the product from China, and then a Chinese product, like a person, fulfills it for them. And then trading, all you have to do is just go into a trading view, and then some idiot try to sell you a trading system where you just copy a trading system or trading bot, and then all those motherfuckers do is just copy it. How do they expect to become better than someone else when they do nothing? It's insane. Lux, do you have any input on that?
I mean, listen, as a trader myself, I've lost a lot of fucking money trying to follow all those crypto gurus, forex gurus, and you can't see success in anything without like putting in the effort yourself. So what I realized for trading specifically is, and it applies to everything, dropshipping included, but dropshipping specifically is very saturated. So for me, in trading, I realized put in the effort. You know, I figured out my own strategies, how to actually analyze graphs on my own way, obviously by making use of input from other people. But eventually, I started seeing profitable months, and that helped me a lot. You know, it's just interesting that you mentioned dropshipping and e-commerce because it's actually really fucking easy. Like anybody can do it. I mean, my grandma can do it if she just follows some course. But the problem is, it's too easy. That's why it's so saturated. That is why
Exactly.
everybody is doing it, and that's why nobody is succeeding in it.
It's that simple.
Amen.
You know, I see a very great comment here that might have been more towards a joke, or it might actually be serious. I just thought it was absolutely true. I'm gonna drag it up here on the screen. People who's watching the meeting. It is a comment here from Nick. It says, Gusto, we're gonna be carrying our generation in 20 years. And
True.
I see nothing more true than that. My goal is to create, the Paradise Group, and it's not just a group about, living a millionaire lifestyle on an island at the coast of Phuket in Thailand. That's very beautiful. We're training the world's best entrepreneurs. We're training people who's actually become like the world leaders in the future. And you guys will get to know them. The people who's in the meeting right now, if they're between 13 to 16, and they're literally sitting in a Discord call trying to learn about entrepreneurship to become really rich with old-fashioned business models and can read and don't have a shitty attention span and actually want to become something, listen to people that are actually better than them at some things, they will become killers, man. And if I can mentor them to become even better, and they can join entrepreneurship ventures with people that actually think the same, which you can't find in our industry. That's why I created a Paradise Group. For people that don't know it so far, I'm rambling a bit here, but I think it's very important.
No, it's very important.
That
It's good value as well.
exactly. When I live in Sweden, in my years I've lived on this earth, I haven't found a single person in my city that does anything close to me. The only person I found is probably a dropshipper, and none of them will become anything in their life. And if I didn't have the internet, I don't know how far I would have come. I don't know how motivated I would have been. I don't know how much I could have done. I would have probably been lazy towards the more degenerate side, because you have no one holding you accountable. You have no one that you can look back to. You have no one you can discuss with. It's very lonely. It's not fun at all. You have all these Sigma guys, oh, you have to be Sigma, be alone, oh, you have to be alone, you have to be the grind set, you have to like hate people. Nah, man, you should just hate people who aren't, trying to become as good as you are. I shouldn't hate them, they're the average, we're the weird people, we're the weirdos. They are the normal people. You can't think of us as being the normal. All these people that are degenerates, they are the average. We are the exceptional things. And they probably see us as very weird as we see them as very weird. And that's because they have a different mindset than us. And just be glad that they are the people who will like work the McDonald's jobs, and they are the people that will flip your hamburgers. They are the people that will work, plumbing jobs or engineering, or all of that type of stuff. That you won't have to do it, that they will do it. That's what you'll be happy about, because the society would work if everyone was a hyper entrepreneur. And in Thailand, Koh Samui, where we're gonna move, I want everyone here to become, industry leaders. I want everyone here to become the best. Let's say I become the best at my sales company and real estate. I have the best entrepreneurship network in the entire world with young entrepreneurs that's all going to be market leaders in the future. Then I have Nick, who becomes an expert at export and import, so I can get export and import clients wherever I want. If I find a promising deal, let's say Michael, who's like good at market analytics, is very good at analyzing markets, can find, hey, I see a shortage of cayenne pepper in let's say Nigeria, a very like weird country. Then I can have Nick literally fix a deal where he can export and import it over to Nigeria. I can get the analytics from Michael, and then all three of us can make money from it. Let's say I have Kalle. He's an expert at sales calling. I'm an expert at finding real estate properties, and Michael, or let's say maybe Salahuddin, wants to create a very cool real estate complex in let's say Sweden or Uzbekistan or Russia, as I know he's planning to move to. Then he could just reach out to Kalle to start calling real estate properties to buy. I could come in with a capital investment because I have capital and also investors I know. And then he could create a huge real estate portfolio if he comes up with a good idea. That's how networking basically works. That's why Nick is such a good guy, because he believes and also understands networking. I like giving concrete examples, and I hope I've taught you something here. That if anyone here has a unique skill set, you can always try to use it if everyone makes money in it. Let's see here. Matt? Oh, he left. He just left. Then I can't ask Matt. Now he's probably going into a meeting for our company, so it doesn't really matter. But let's say here, Lucas, what is the type of entrepreneurship venture you want to go down in the future?
How do you mean? I
Like
don't really understand.
what type of business do you want to do in the future?
I think maybe sales or affiliate marketing.
Hmm. And Kalle, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
What type of business do you want to in the future?
Ooh, I'm not really sure. Something that has to do with sales is always fun. Yes, something I was thinking maybe something that's been around for a long time, something that will be around for a longer time.
Ooh. Yeah, I agree with you. Let's just get Salahuddin to say his point here, and then we'll move over to Lux Watch. Salahuddin, you can tell your plan as well.
Could you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Okay. So I'm learning about how to create websites from Webflow. I think it's a great website because you don't have to even have to learn how to code and you can make great websites. And then I want to learn how to manage social media accounts, create videos, branding, ads. Then I want to start my own agency. I want to actually start two. And after that, I want to also start some stores when I have the money to do that. I want extreme dosage, raw process. Even for protein, I want to make it like raw whey protein, raw milk.
Okay, for sure. Now, to cover on the
And
example I covered before, I
links
think
to it.
a smart thing could be that, you know, Lucas wants to get into sales, Kalle wants to get
I
into
never want to do
sales.
drop shipping, but I
That's good.
might just to test it out. But I
Sure thing,
need
man.
money.
Go for it. Now, to cover an example with Salahuddin here, I think that if Salahuddin wants to create a very successful, supplement store that might be tailored towards your more hyper supplements, maybe it's high caffeine ones or high protein ones,
Make
whatever
it
you want to go for.
extreme than all the others.
Exactly, he wants to become the market leader in that, have the highest doses and everything. Then he will need sales, of course. He will need people to buy it. Then let's say that Lucas and also Kalle are amazing at sales. They could probably generate them more sales, and then Nick could maybe get them a shipping contract at the lowest shipping prices in the entire world to ship what he has over to the countries he wants to sell it to. And that's the power of networking, my friend there. Because you could get people who's in the best industry and then help them with it. And you all make some pretty good money. Lux, I see you bought a new watch.
Yes, sir. So, the second video isn't sending for some reason. Might be a little bit too long. Not sure what the problem is there, but yeah, for those of you who do not know, I'm actually from South Africa. And you might think, okay, well, South Africa is like probably the best country in Africa, which it most likely is. But I can tell you one thing, it's not easy to make money here. So, as you guys just mentioned, I mean, networking is just, it opened so many doors for me, especially when I joined the Paradise Group specifically. Me and Gustav are currently in collaboration with a different agency called the Closers Collective, and it's been going insane. And I think overall for me specifically, having the privilege to talk to so many different people. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys know Cruels, but he he helped me like so fucking much. Like I cannot even explain how much he helped me with my trading journey. And now I'm actually at a point where I can just casually buy rings. I can casually buy watches. I can buy shoes that I want. I can buy clothes that I want. And I can save. I can reinvest in myself. I can actually keep on running the businesses that I want to. Continuously optimizing everything that I want to just make more and more money. So, I think there's three very important things, and I do often talk about it, but I am a little bit hypocritical because this entire holiday, I myself have been slacking. I haven't been putting in all the work that I said I was going to. But the three things that you always need to take into account, and that is the management of time, work, and effort. If you are able to efficiently control all three of those things, I can just guarantee you that you will see success.
Exactly.
Have to
No,
balance everything out.
exactly.
Exactly, man.
I agree with Lux fully. Lux is another very proud member I have in my community. I'm very proud of what he's come towards. When I met Lux here in my company and in the Close Collective, but also in the Paradise Group, I found him here as an invite from Smoothie. And I remember each of you guys. I remember everyone who's in. Like I have the backstory and also writing down notes on every single person in the entire Paradise Group. I don't forget a single thing about you guys, because you have proud and you've been like very supportive towards me and been in my meetings. And I don't take that for granted, guys. I never take anything of like that for granted, you know. I'm very happy for it. So I keep notes and I'm very informed about my members. But I remember the exact person who actually invited Lux. And that was Smoofy, one of ours, so a very like good member from my opinion. He's done a lot of work for us. And when Lux joined, he wasn't a prospect, he was a future. And he was the first ever prospect, you know, promotion in the Paradise Group's history. In less than a month, he became a prospect, and that's insane. Lux, you want to tell what type of, like, what happened? How did you like become rich so fast? How did you make it so fast?
I mean, listen, since I was small, I was always like thinking in the back of my mind wherever I went, there's money to be made, and some people have it and some people don't. How do I get it? So I always, had that thought in the back of my head, but it really wasn't until, a couple of months ago that I decided to start doing something about it. I actually started putting in the effort. I started talking to people who know more than me and people who can teach me things that I just have no idea about. Like, Gustav has helped me a lot with sales, Cruels has helped me a lot with trading, and, pretty much everybody in the entire Paradise Group, they have some form of knowledge and something that you can learn from, whether they're a prospect, a future. Everybody knows something that you might not know. Even if you don't actually, want to follow that or believe in that, it's always good to, learn different opinions about any industry that you're interested in. So for me, I was just like, there's so much that I don't know, and now I'm starting to learn about it. So I put a lot of effort just talking to people, using all of the, actual benefits that we have with the Paradise Group, reaching out to a lot of people, and as Gustav said, in less than a month, with trading alone, I was able to make pretty much the requirements for a project. And Gustav has mentioned to me a lot of times, he preaches it a lot, and now I completely live by it. But original business models that have been here for 50 years will be here for another 50 years. So I started my own delivery store for pecan nuts, and now we are currently moving over to almonds as well. And that has been doing great as well. So now it's at the point where I don't even have to touch anything. I simply take calls. Every now and then I need to talk to my supplier, and I'm not even doing the deliveries anymore. Today was one of the only days in the past 2 months that I had to actually go make the deliveries because the last person who does deliveries cancelled because it's the day before Christmas. So I was like, okay, why not do one more delivery for the year? And I casually made $200 just from that USD, by the way, which was like, crazy for me. I do need to make like that was the entire month's sales, but still, as a 16-year-old, that's just crazy to me. But I do think that those three things that I mentioned, the management of time, efforts, and work, along with networking, is that's the most important things. If you can master those, I can guarantee that you will become rich.
Absolutely, I agree with Michael there. He's a very interesting businessman. He's succeeded a lot in his past year and also very quick. I love to see these quick transformations. I myself have been a very slow transformer. It's went very bad for me in my entrepreneurship venture. I've been going and trying for a very long time. I tried to get into online business for 3 years. It took me 2.5 to succeed. It didn't work for me too well. Michael, it took a month, so he's a little bit smart, a little bit more successful than me.
I'm lucky.
He's just he was a little bit quicker than I was, and that was probably because he had the resources that I didn't have. I didn't have any resources of the Paradise Group. I didn't have the resources of anything. I had to create it myself, and it was really hard. Like luckily, I was able to try to help as much as I could, and I've seen a lot of like payback on that. I believe that giving more than you get, and then soon enough you will get more than you give, is a very good motto. Because soon enough, if you get I like to use this motto in my working environment, and I like to give this type of stories. Stories is always the best thing you can do. People can give a quote and then not tell a story, and you won't understand the quote. So I'm gonna say a quote now, and I'm gonna say how I implemented it into my real life. That's how I like it to be, and I hope you guys also is towards the liking that you have. So one good quote I like to live by is, "Do more than you're paid for, and soon enough you'll be paid for more than you do." And how I implemented that into basically my own life, I've been living by that quote since I was around 12 years old. is that when I was very young, I think it was between, I don't know, 12, 15, something. I'm not sure right now. It's a pretty long time ago. I started working for this real estate company, and I cleaned their staircases. I cleaned standing for 8 hours with my brush and my mop, just cleaning up real estate properties for 8 hours. It was a very boring task. It was extremely repetitive, and it was the most waste amount of my time I've ever done. I still do it to this day, just because I want to be humbled that I haven't come too far in my life yet. I have a lot of more years to go, and I can't think I'm a big baller entrepreneurship man when I'm still not a multi-millionaire yet. So I have to humble myself sometimes by doing this type of tasks. But back to the story again. I was working this job where I cleaned staircases, I cut the grass, I was put to my knees and literally picking up stone and shit. Just doing gardening work, all of this boring type of stuff with the real estate company. It was the biggest waste of my life, bro. I'm also allergic to like dust a bit, and also cat hair. And it was like one house had 11 cats. So I was like constantly red in my eyes and couldn't breathe and stuff. It was very annoying. But I had to do that for a couple of months and working very hard for years to go. And it didn't go, not like I got paid very little. I didn't get paid too much, and sometimes even worked for free. And I always worked more than I had to, and I always finished my job and worked overtime, and I didn't get paid for the overtime work. And I always came earlier, and I always did everything that I had to do to make it as successful as I could. And I realized soon enough that I'm not getting paid a lot, and I see my friends going to McDonald's and they get paid more than I do. I think they got paid like $15 an hour. I think I got paid like $8 an hour or something. I got paid jack shit. I was basically ripped off. But that doesn't matter. The workplace you pick you should pick a workplace in something that you want to become. I don't want to become a hamburger flipper, bro. I don't want to become a flipper of the hamburger. I don't want to become the master and the skill master of the hamburger flipping. That's not what I want to become. I want to become the real estate guy who owns real estate properties in Thailand. That's a great entrepreneurship venture, and for that I need to be humbled sometimes. Now I need to get connections in the real estate niche. So I picked like 50% lower salary to get experiences, and luckily enough that has paid off pretty well for me. After 3 years of working with them, I got the opportunity to get an internship at another real estate firm that, simply put, did some conversions of different type of things. Converted things into apartments, but also converted things over to, for example, like a shack. They converted a shack over to a garage, or over to like small little huts or like homes and stuff. And they worked with a special like type of law in Sweden that was pretty interesting. And I got an intern there. I came the earliest and left the latest. They liked me a lot, so I got a permanent part-time job there when I was around 15 or 16. That was pretty interesting. And then I worked for a real estate company, and they liked me a lot, so they recommended me for a lot of like this type of works. And once when I was a little bit older, I realized a flaw in the laws. I saw that before, for a very long time, you have something called a retail plan or a real estate plan, where you can see what you're allowed to do with real estate properties in Stockholm, which is the most expensive area of Sweden. I saw that they've removed a law that says that you can now add things into the detail plan, which makes it suitable that you can do basically construction work with it. And I thought, okay, I have a company who does conversions, and all these properties in Stockholm have big attics, rooftops, this type of sloping roofs, lofts, whatever you want to call it, and they use it for storage. It's literally $1 million properties, and they use that shit for storing old flowers, all this garbage shit. So I was like, whoa, it's hundreds of square meters, and a square meter there costs 100,000 crowns, which is $15,000 per square meter, and it's thousands of these square meters that's just available. What if I can get the construction company to convert those attics over to apartments, and I could sell it? I was so blown away. So I came up with this idea. One of my family members is an architect, one of the best in Sweden. I was like, okay, how can I make this a venture? So what I went out and did is that I connected the real estate company I cleaned the fucking floors for. They have capital, they're fucking rich, that's all I'm telling you. I connected their real estate, their capital, they had a lot of capital to buy real estate property. I connected a conversion company that converts the stuff, and I connected my architectural, cousin, whatever it is like some type of, I don't know what to call it, it's like my brother's brother. I think it's some type of like uncle. I think it's uncle. That's what it's called. I connected my uncle that is architect with one of the companies I work for, another company I work for, and then I came in the middleman just because I came up with the idea, I was able to get a 20% cut of every deal that we were able to close. And the only thing that I did was that I came up with the idea, I had the contacts and network, and then I had a good team. Kalle is currently doing sales for me in that. Kalle can vouch that I'm actually serious. I started calling up these companies and calling up these type of people who own these real estate properties and pitched them. I was one of the first in all of Sweden at a very young age to do this. And I got so many people who were interested in it. Kalle, you mind telling me that it's actually serious?
Yeah, I can confirm it's all true.
Kalle is one of the guys. That's a good call. I met Kalle playing video games when I was like 12. I would think we were playing Strike, I'm pretty sure. And I always know he was a very loyal friend. He was a very good guy, and he was from Sweden. So I took him in as a sales caller, and he got his sales experience there. And he started calling for me, and we're currently closing deals that could potentially be worth multi-million-dollar figures. So we got pretty lucky there. And that's the thing, how did I do that? Like looping. I love
I'm
looping.
leaving soon.
Yeah,
I'm
sure,
leaving in
sure,
like
man,
2
sure, man. Go for it. No worries. But
At the end,
mhm.
I want to. At the end, like if I reach my peak success, I want to make everything automated so I could just like live and then it's automated so I don't have to do anything, meetings and stuff. Are you planning to do automation too for everything?
Yeah, for sure. That's a very big. I'm gonna loop back to that at the end of this little feature. Okay.
To leave now.
For sure. No worries, already. You can just watch the YouTube video then on YouTube. It should work fine.
Bye.
Amazing, man. Bye. See ya. Thank you. So what I'm gonna say is that I've got a little bit caught off guard here. So where was I? Let's see here. I think I was covering about Kalle. Yeah, I met Kalle at Fortnite or something like that, or CS:GO. I have no idea. I can't remember. I think it was CS:GO. And I know this was a guy. I got in contact with him and I added him into sales calling. And now we're closing big deals. And oh, it was about the looping. Yeah, I like to loop back on the things I want to teach in these meetings. And the looping I want to take into consideration here is that I spoke to you the quote: "Do more than you're paid for, and you'll soon be paid for more than you do." And I also taught you about get paid less working a job that you want to become in the future. I could have been a hamburger flipper, bro, and I could have made temporarily more money. But at the end part, what you're working is what you're becoming. And I put in the sacrifices, working a lot more than I had to, and getting paid a shit ton less than I had to. And what it led to, basically being, is that I got a better network, and then I made a shit ton of more money in the end. Bro, I'm making so much money potentially now that it's not even funny. And I'm a really young guy. And that's because I picked a different path. And I had to put in a shit ton of work that was unpaid, and a lot of things that couldn't make me anything at all. I was literally doing unpaid labor and I was not becoming anything. I was a waste of my fucking time. But now I see how much it actually paid off. So do those type of things. I think that Nick really took that into consideration and is actually living by it. And I really appreciate you guys for listening to it. Now, Michael, do you want to say anything? Or do you agree with what I said just?
I mean, listen, I couldn't possibly agree more on, if you actually are working more than you're getting paid for, then you will eventually, like, I can guarantee it, I can promise you, you will be paid more if you actually want to pursue that. I mean, sure, you can go work at a restaurant right now, you can waiter, you can flip burger patties, you can do whatever, and you can make money right now. Probably more than you'll be making within the next couple of months. Let's say doing sales, whatever you're actually interested in. And I actually want to, tie that to the Closers Collective because our clients are us. We are making money, but we have reinvested every single thing back into that agency. We haven't taken a single cent for ourselves, so we are working a lot more than we're getting paid for. But the thing is, it's expanding, it's scaling. We're actually becoming an established agency within the sales niche. And, within a year or two, there's going to be so much revenue simply coming from that alone because we have been reinvesting, and not taking any money ourselves. So whether you're actually just not making any money at all and just reinvesting in yourself with time and effort, I can guarantee you will make a lot more money than you are currently being paid for if you work harder than you are being paid for.
For sure, man. Now, I'm reading the chat here and it's really interesting. I see Hassan writing a funny thing. imagine seeing Gustav clean the staircases, and then you ask him how much he's making, you see he's making a six figure income. That's pretty much true. You know, I'm cleaning staircases still. I don't need to. I'm not like it's basically worth nothing for me. You know, I make like a couple of $100 extra. It's no point of me even doing it. It won't affect my net worth. It's basically people will call it a waste of time. You know, people would always call it a waste of time if I wanted to do it. You know, people ask me all the time, why do you even clean those staircases? Why do you work? Why do you actually provide this value for free to the Paradise members? You could have just like given them into a course or something. You know, pay get them to pay you. But it's all about utility. I see it's pretty funny here. When I'm doing online sales, where I'm doing any type of things that has more, you know, I'm the owner of a successful sales company. I'm speaking to clients, and they look up to like one another a little bit. You know, they have a good respect. People look up to them when you say you're a successful sales company, that you have a real estate company, and that you're making good sales. People look up to you. But when when I say that I'm a cleaner, let's say I'm a cleaner to someone, just because it's fun, I tell a guy that I'm a cleaner. He looks down on me and thinks I'm a fucking jackass. People treat me so differently when I say I'm a cleaner, when I'm a real estate entrepreneur that also does sales on the side. I have a group that's full of young entrepreneurs. People look up to me. It's insane. When people literally see me like cleaning their staircases, is this fucking slummy motherfuckers that haven't achieved anything in their life in areas, and they see me, you know, a young guy cleaning their staircases. They think they're superior to me, man. It's insane. They look down to you. They talk shit about you. They literally think there's some type of god, you know, because you're cleaning their staircases. They think they have like an ego, and they treat you so differently when you're the guy cleaning, and if you're the guy that buy out their house. It's insane. So keep in mind that, you know, if you see a cleaner, everyone, don't treat them bad. Like it could be me, bro. It could be a person that's probably like richer than you a couple of times, you know. And it's all good for the mentality. You can't be looking down to people who are doing like these labor tasks, because if you think you're like the most hyper entrepreneur in the world, you think you're like the most successful guy ever, and you don't think you could do like normal tasks as cleaning, then you will have too high of an ego, man. It's insane. You will become very, you know, you think you're the better than everyone. Your character will suffer, and that's what I want to teach you about a bit here. Lux, you want to tell what you wrote there in chat?
I mean, yeah, so it's interesting that, you know, a lot of people think, but okay, plan A, millionaire, plan B, billionaire. Like, sure, if you actually do become a billionaire and you stay true to your morals and your values, then sure, by all means, become a billionaire, because that is a lot of money, and I don't really know what you're going to be using it for, but when you actually, you know, reach a certain level of wealth, that wealth is just going to be seen as power in other people's eyes who have more money than you. So they will offer you their money simply to use your, whether it's your network, your equity, your assets, or your money, or your power, or your influence in the world. They will just try to, you know, buy you out, to buy your soul, basically. And you can take a look at, like, you know, people such as Larry Fink or, you know, Coldwell Banker. Like, they're a huge real estate company. And if you actually look, it's quite interesting. Colbert, he's one of the founders, but he's not the current founder anymore. He's been completely bought out of that real estate company simply because he sold all his assets and he didn't want to be a part of what they have been becoming. He's one of the few people that have actually reached, you know, insane levels of wealth and stayed true to his morals. So you can look at Blackstone, Vanguard, all of these, you know, huge hedge funds or asset managers, and those are the type of people that quite literally buy politicians. You know, they buy countries, they control the entire world. So if you actually, you know, become a billionaire, unless you are very strict with yourself and you're able to stick to your moral values, it's going to be very hard not to accept what they have to offer you simply so that they can use you for their own benefit. So I mean, I would love to be a multi-millionaire, but there should be a cap because, you know, at a point it would become very hard to resist that. And also, you don't need that much money. And there's a reason why we strive to be affordable millionaires.
For sure.
I had the one thing I wanted to say here, Gustav. Your reference to cleaning the stairs. To all the people who are calling in the Closers Collective, I just wanted to say that developing your sales skills is one of the most important things you can do if you want to become wealthy. So, you know, although people might look down on you when you're calling, people might even be to you, just remember that you are the ones who are developing, and I don't think there's many
Kalle is
millionaires you can
cooking.
name. I don't think there's many millionaires you can name who does not have a sales background.
That's very
Kalle,
true.
you're cooking hard. Now Kalle is a fucking G. Kalle is doing sales calling to the richest people in all of Sweden for my company. It's insane. Kalle is calling these aristocrats that think they're the shit, you know. They've inherited all their wealth from a family member. They haven't done shit with their life, man. They think they're some fucking high baller. And Kalle is calling them, you know, this random 18-year-old is calling up them. And they're some people, they're so rude, Kalle. You can't say anything about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Why would I want to do that?
A lot of them even inherited all their wealth.
Yeah, why would I want to do that? No, I don't want to do it. Nah, buddy. Like, bro, I'm the person who's becoming better, bro. You're not becoming better. Done shit in their life. They will feel a lot of, like, they haven't achieved anything. Haven't achieved jack shit. For you guys who are doing, you know, sales, people will look down on you. People will not accept your work. People will think that you're a sleazy salesman, but you're becoming better than them, and you're developing a skill. They're staying the same. They don't even dare to do a sales call, man. It's so, like, hard to do it. And people don't want to do it because it's hard. Agency learning skills performancer. Yeah, Nick, you're doing really good, man. But to get back on topic here, you know, I've rambled for quite a while now. I hope it hasn't been long and rambled. I want to close this off pretty soon so I don't waste too much of you guys' time. So hopefully you have enjoyed it so far at least. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna check the DM, see if anyone has any valid questions. Oh, Saif is here. Saif, thank you for being here. It's been a while, eh? This is the first member I ever got for the Paradise Group. Saif has been with us now for, I'm pretty sure, since April. Yeah, since April. So soon, 9 months probably. 9, 8 months he's been with us. A very good guy. I like him. He's a very good guy. He's working very hard and hopefully will achieve a lot of success. A great inspiration for everyone here. And you know, I really appreciate him being here. He's been with us for a very long time. Same with Majid. He's also been with us for a very long time. And we're looking forward for the success. So, if it wasn't around 100 years ago, it won't be around in 100 years. That's simple. Nick explained it perfectly. You know, he's very good at that. Start learning a young skill and young, like, not start like mastering a young, like a skill when you're a young age. You know, it's pretty simple. Nick has also covered that. You know, he's a master at what I taught last time. Create an online income source / any online income source on the side to get start capital. This is very, very, very important. Valle, I'll kick you, bro. I will talk to you later, man. Valle, bro, what the fuck, man. No, we'll cover that later. Create an income source. You know, you can of course try to master the skills like digital marketing or a type of that type of thing. You know, caliber. Let's say you want to become a master at this older type of fashion industries like export and import or waste management or anything in that type of management, human capital or human resources or accounting or whatever you want to go for. Then mastering skill on the side would be extremely useful for you because you won't make any money on export and import without having starting capital. You can't. You have to have money to make money in those industries. Unfortunately, same with real estate. You can't make money in real estate if you don't have money. So I would recommend you guys first of all try to become build up an income source on the side where you can start earning extra money. Most hopefully you can create an online income source. Worst of all, you have to take my route and fucking clean staircases. I hope you won't, but maybe it can go good for you as well. I wouldn't recommend it though. And get some starting capital. Now, if you're good at business, you can make some good things with your starting capital. If you have a very valid business idea in the future, I could invest in you. I could get some investors for you. You know, I'm always glad to help, but you have it be a very good business idea, and it has to be after 2025, because I won't do any investing with anyone who yet hasn't proved himself in real life. You know, it's an issue. And make it your mission to find a mentor in the field. Let's say you want to become like Nick. Nick wants to become a export and importer, like an importer after our call there. The first thing he did, was very clever, is that he sought out to find a mentor. The first thing he did was that he sought out to find a mentor. He went on LinkedIn. Now, Nick, you could just explain it yourself. Nick.
Yeah, so firstly, I shouldn't actually be on LinkedIn because it's banned for under 16s, but no one needs to know that. So yeah, I got on LinkedIn. I made myself actually have a genuine profile, and it actually took a couple of months to do that. And I just did that in the background, and then I religiously on the train to every single day I would message 20 to 30 like really successful people, and I would just like personalize each one and just tell them age honestly, and just tell them I'd love to get in touch with them. And yeah, I got a reply like 2 days ago, and yeah, now I have a mentor. So yeah, consistency pays off.
Exactly. Now the first thing he did was sought out for a mentor, because he could be arrogant. He could be an arrogant 13-year-old and think, yeah, I'm gonna become the best at import and importation by mastering everything by myself. Why the hell would a 13-year-old want to master it yourself? You can't do it. It's too hard. Why not find a person who's successful in it, and then ask him to give you advice on how to become successful at it? So, he's already came across the common hardships. He's already been past all the mistakes. So if he could tell you what mistakes to avoid and how to get started, that's better. I hear all these idiots say, yeah, make a lot of mistakes that you can learn from them. Why the fuck would you want to make a mistake? If you could stop making a mistake, you would become a billionaire, man. Avoid as many mistakes as you can, but if you make a mistake, learn from it. That's what I like to think of it. Don't go out and try to fucking mistake it and try to learn from it. Avoid doing as many mistakes as you can. If you can study other people's mistakes and then master them, that's even better. So seek out for a mentor, and that will teach you a lot of things. Anyone who basically ask a question here, feel free to ask it. But this is the literal roadmap on how to become a millionaire 100%. It's 100% certain. I promise you guys. If you have any type of like brain capacity, you can become a millionaire this way. Questions are feel free to send in DMs, chat, or to ask them right now. And if you don't have any questions, I'm gonna wait here for 2 minutes and then we're gonna cut this off. Let's see here. Michael, you have any questions?
No, not really, but I do just want to, highlight that last part. Sure, you can find mentors such as Ivan Gatsby or Andrew Tate. I think Andrew Tate is a really good example. Some of his motivation or discipline actually quotes are somewhat valuable, but he's not a financial advisor, as you said in the beginning of this meeting. He is a guru in the whole financial industry. So if you're interested in sales, he has things that come close to it, copywriting, affiliate marketing. But if you are actually interested in, the field of sales specifically, you should find somebody who is actually in that field, not some random popular influencer that you found on TikTok. So making personal connections with these type of people, not paying them to train you, but actually talking to them and building a relationship in between you guys. That is how you actually complete that last step. And I think Gustav has really helped me a lot, you know, specifically with sales. And now we're seeing a lot of success. And it's actually funny. I do just want to mention my watch again because right now I feel really good about it. Wow, I got my first watch, but bro, it's not that much. In 10 years, 20 years, I'm gonna look back at it and be like, that watch is like fucking pocket change now. So I do believe that to get there, I'm going to be having to go through a lot of more just pain and suffering, putting in a lot more work, efforts, time. I think Gustav and the motivation that he has, it's helped me prepare for that.
Absolutely. To cover back on the watch that Lux have, I have to show the watch that I'm getting now. It's not a fancy watch or anything like that. It's Omega, so it's decent. But I've gotten a couple of sales from my new online business I have going on right now, and I'm pretty fortunate with it. I make a decent amount of money, and the first thing I did with the money I made, I I put it into a gambling website. Not too responsible, but it was just for a fun thing. I didn't care too much about it. It was just, because I wanted a watch, and then it was worth the gamble. So I went into some type of, it was like called Hyperdrop, I'm pretty sure. And then I wanted an Omega watch, the watch brand Omega. I think it's a pretty decent watch. So I put in a lot of money there, and then I put the gamble, and I won. I'm not for gambling. It was just a fun thing with the guys for our first sale. I put in all the money and I reinvested it into a watch, and I won this watch. I think it's pretty cool. It's an Omega Saturn watch. It's pretty nice. So Lux and me have we both got watches the same week, and I would recommend a watch as an investment, because people they want to network, and network with somebody. It's an easy thing to recognize each other with. It's a watch. It's a good conversation starter. Gustav Green, of course, it's almost. Oh, wow, that's insane. Yeah, that's insane, man. For you guys who are watching my my YouTube video here. I can drag up a good thing here. I'm gonna stream my entire thing here. I'm gonna cut the meeting up pretty quickly. I'm just gonna give you the last thing here, and then I'm gonna be completely done. There you go. Can you see my screen? You should be able to, right?
We can see it.
Amazing. Yeah. So
Wait, it's not my.
what you say?
Oh, my mic's back. Sorry, my headset died just after I finished the sentence. I was
Nice.
losing it for-
I don't see your screen.
So you don't see my screen? Should be
No,
able to.
I can't see your screen.
Oh, man. Okay, great. Yeah, so like Lux got his watch, I also got my watch from just reinvesting, you know, my profits I made from one sale for a company into a gambling website for a fun thing, and then I actually won. I thought it was gonna be completely rigged, but I won on a Mega Watch actually, and they're pretty cool. To be honest, I think they're pretty decent. They're a pretty decent amount of money for them. Some of
It
them.
was gonna be rigged in the second try.
Yeah, that's why I didn't play again. So they're pretty good brand, well, like watch brand, and I'm fortunate enough that I actually won it. So you know, me and Lux are leveling up in real life, and I want you guys to also level up. To end this type of meeting off in a good manner, so you guys can actually left at some value, I would like you guys to simply try to find a mentor, follow him, and try to become better at entrepreneurship. Don't try to use dropshipping or courses or any type of that venture. Try to focus in towards more old-fashioned businesses and have an online income source at the side. Thank you very much for watching this video,
Okay.
but also being in this meeting, and I'll see you guys next week in in the new year. So thank you everyone, and I'll see you later.
Yeah.